define the terms family. Okay, let's see. The first one we have Fletcher. Fletcher basically categorized the family into two parts. That the family has some kind of a core functions, like if you remember, we as we discussed in the first class, that when you born, you have your first interaction with your family. Okay, you learn some primary education from your family, and then we have different institutions like religion, like other institutions, politics, media, and they you learn secondary education from these institutions. Okay, so what Fletcher said that the core functions still, family has these core functions, but you can't say that other than family can't incorporate these functions. For example, as we already discussed in the Marduk, that for instance, reproduction or sexual control is the core function of any family. Okay, but at the moment, because of the diversity, you can sense that birth happens outside the marriages. Okay, so because of that diversity, the functions of the family has been changed. You can't say this is the core function of the family, that when you will get married, then you have a child and then you have a kids. But now you can see that without a without a marriage, people have their kids as well. Okay, so the first, this categorized into the core functions, that the functions of the family has been changed, especially into the core functions. And now the other functions are peripheral functions. These functions were performed by special institutions. If you remember, we discussed pre-modern societies, then modern societies. In pre-modern societies, the family were responsible to look after their look after the kids and their educations and their health as well. But at the moment, you can see after the industrialization, there are specialized institutions who are going, or who are look after the health and the education of the kids. Like education, you have a different school and the colleges. If you go back to the pre-industrial societies, the family were responsible for to give education to their child. But now you have a separate organization and the institution and health as well. Okay, now the another person, Horowitz, he basically gives the ideology about the neo-functionalist. Okay, the core functions of the societies or core functions of the family, this person is basically is talking about the development in the family function. He said there is not only the core functions, but there are so many functions which you can put into the family's headings. Like what were the core functions? Like sexual control, primary socialization, economic provision, all these the major functions of the family. But this person said these are not, these functions are not enough. Now families are giving some kind of a knowledge to their kids, like how you have to behave when you will be in a college, when you will be in a work positions. Okay, so family is like a bridge between the micro and the macro world. Family is seems like a very it's a very limited and the bounding functions. So we are considering it as a micro, while the other world out of your family considering as your macro world. So your family is basically preparing yourself that how you would behave when you will go outside of the family. Okay, so what does it mean? That they are going to prepare you, or the micro stage or the micro functions are going to prepare you for the macro world. Okay, so preparing man for the workplace as effective individual, because workplace is a rotating around the macro world. However, the family has been considered as a macro thing. What they give you idea, or what kind of idea they give to their kids? They taught rules learning, that what you have to do at workplace and prepare a man for macro world or the workplace. Okay, Fletcher basically give us an idea about the core functions of the family. They said that these core functions have been changed with the passage of time, while the neo-functionalist is all about or putting more functions onto the core functions of the family. Now, the other things is the Marxism. Okay, you already remember that we discussed that there are two approaches, the conflict approach and the consensus approach. The functionalism we were discussing the consensus approach, and the conflict we were discussing in the Marxism, and the feminism we were discussing in the conflict approach. So one of the conflict approach we have Marxism. They will basically criticize the structure of the family. Okay, they criticize in on the basis of three different ideologies they have. The first one is promotion of the capitalism ideology. This idea given by Althusser, who basically provide us or who give us ideology status apparatus, ideology of state apparatus, normally known as ISA. What they believe, they said this ideology basically said the family is like or putting beliefs in the favor of the capitalism. What they taught to their kids, they teach them that whenever you will get good job, okay, then you will feel independent in your life. Okay, all these beliefs is like they are going to support the capitalism. Okay, the other one is economically. This ideology given by Zertsky, what they believe that family is a target of advertiser. Okay, family is the area who can consume the major products. Like if you see the different advertisements on the television, every product or every capitalistic or every brand is targeting the family. Like if you can see the different oils, they are going to target the family. So family is one of the is like a business for the main capitalistic people or the main brands. So what they said, believes the modern capitalistic society has created an illusion that private life of the family is separate from the economy. Okay, he does not believe that family can provide for psychological and social needs to the of the individual. Family is the target of the advertiser. The third one is politically. Zertsky stated that family is a stabilizing force. He gives us view on a privatized nuclear family who think about their immediate family, not think about any other change. Like for example, if you guys have a family, like your mother, your father, and you both brothers. Okay, this is a nuclear family. Okay, so what Zertsky said, that particular family only thinks about their basic need. They don't think about any goodness for the society. Okay, so that is the only way that they are bound, or they just wanted to fulfill their needs. So that criticism given by the Zertsky on the family. The last is the neo-Marxism. Neo-Marxism is like culture aspects of the capital sports, and what Zertsky said, that one generation gives to another generation, and what one generation gives to another generation, these are the cultural capital, like the norms, values, and the symbolic capitals. Other one, the material capitalist capitals, like building, car, one generation gives to another. The last one is the social capital, like the context, like the different society where you born, where you stay. Okay, this basically you can get this from your previous generation. Okay, so that is the idea or the family criticism provided by these theorists.